Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, we are continuing our Nuxt.js CRUD application. So now guys, in this video, we are going to start with the CRUD operation. So now guys, let's get started. So first, let's move to our editor and get started with creating a create page, and we will be inserting the data into our database using the laravel API. Okay. So now guys, as simple. So we have successfully created the Nuxt.js application in previous video, and now we are getting started with storing the record. So now guys, let's begin. So first step, let's go to our pages, and inside this pages, I'm going to create a folder named students. And inside that students folder, I'll create one file with the name create.view. Okay, so here we are. Set up the view template. So view colon, okay, all set. And now guys, let's begin with the form design. So before that, I just wanted to see the output once, that is student create page. Okay, and in this export, just add a name, student create. Okay, student create. Now save it, and now let's view this page on the browser. Okay, so what is the path? It is students slash create. Hit enter. Okay, so here we are facing that footer doesn't have any data. So let me fill that also. So inside your component footer, just add a template. Okay, so here just an empty div, and I don't require this. You can remove it. Let's remove this, not required. Just save. Let's close this. Yep. Okay, so we are on the student slash create. Done. So we do not need to worry about the routing. It just calls automatically. Okay, so it should be inside the pages, and inside that whatever your folder and file will be created, according to that the route will be automatically created in your Nuxt application. So now guys, let's get started with creating the form using Bootstrap. So let's get back. Let's begin with one card, simple card body, card, card header, card body, and here inside the card header, add a h4 tag, add student, and we do not require this. Let's remove it. And here inside this div, so now here I want a tag or a link tag. Okay, so that is Nuxt link, and close the Nuxt link tag and give our name as back button. Here to equal to, where you will redirect to home page for right now, or else you can just create a students, right? So we don't have right now. Let me redirect to home page, and we will design this button using the bootstrap class as button danger, and let's float it to end. Let's save it and see the output for this first. Let's get back. Perfect. So you have got the design, but let's make this inside a container. Okay, so you can add a container here, save it. All done guys, and now let's begin with the form design. Yep, as simple. Start with the form tag, a simple div with the margin bottom 3, label, name. Let's save. Now you can copy this and paste 4 times. Name, course, email, and finally the phone. Done. And now guys, you need to add one simple submit button, where button button, save, and let's design this button as button hyphen primary, and this button type, it's going to be submit. Done. And now guys, we need to link all the input fields with the variable. So for that, you just need to get back to our script, and here you start with the coding of data function. So first let us tell data function open and close curly brace and end with comma. So now let's return open and close curly brace again, and here you add a student variable colon open and close curly brace. Inside this, the name single quotes empty, then course colon single quotes empty, and then email, and finally the phone. Done. So we have 4 columns. We are done here. Now you can get this, copy this. Yes, copy the student variable. Now you can get back on your input field and use a v hyphen model equal to double quotes where student dot name. Okay, so whatever you type inside this input field, it will go and save inside that student dot name variable. So same for all your other input fields. Okay, so here you type for the course, then email, and finally phone. Set, guys. So whatever you type, it will store inside this variable. Once it's stored, what we'll do, we will click on submit button. So once the submit button goes, it goes to the form tag. So on that form tag, what we are going to do, we will check for the submit action. So submit, and we will be preventing this, like it should not load the page. It should, without loading or refreshing the page, it should save the data. So just use prevent equal to and call the function name. So let me tell save student. So now guys, let's copy this and go below, and inside the script tag we will add one more function, that is methods, where create a save student function. And here you can just console log, or else you can also alert it. So let me tell I am here. Okay, so when you click on that, let's alert it instead of console log alert. Save it, and now you can get back on the front end. Let's refresh, click on save button, it should pop me I am here. Perfect. So we have worked on it, and now guys, let's get back. And now guys, let us set the loading part. Like when you click on the submit button or save button, it should tell that it is saving. So, and it should be also showing the loading part. So for that, we are going to implement it. Okay, so let's get back here, and first step, let's tell this dot is loading, okay, equals to true, and this variable you have to add it here. By default it's going to be false, and loading is loading text. Also I want to add, so by default I will keep as loading only, not text. Let's make it title, title is loading title will keep. So it is going to show loading, and while saving, when we click on the save button, it should tell saving, not loading, right? So you can just add this loading title equals to saving, save it. And now guys, this option you have to go on top, and when we click on that, we need to show that loading part. So here let me add a div, open and close div, and here v if is loading. When it is true, then you have to show the loading part. Okay, so what is the loading code? Let me go to the getbootstrap.com and get the spinner that is loading. So here you see, so I'm going to copy this first spinner and paste here. So guys, instead of pasting it, let me create this as a component, so it will be useful in other CRUD videos. Okay, so I'm going to create one component named as loading dot view colon, and add the name colon as loading, and we are going to get a props, props colon open and close curly brace, where we'll tell we are getting one title, okay, which will be always string. So now open and close div and get back to your create view. Let me minimize. So this code I'm going to copy and paste inside the loading.view file. All set. So here you go, and this title we will call it here. Paste it. It's done, guys, and now you can just get back to your create view and call the loading component, loading end, and inside this we are going to pass the props. So what we have created the props here, so this is the props we'll be passing from here and checking in that component. So here what is the data, like you can give the, if you want to give static data you can remove this directly and add loading or saving anything. If you want to give dynamic, then you have to add a colon over here and get that data. So what is that data we are giving here is loading title. Okay, so as simple, let's add that. That's it, guys, and you can just add one dot 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 on this loading, save it, and now we can get back. Save. And now, guys, let us see how it's working, this loading part. Let's get back, refresh. Now if you click on this save button, it should show the loading. Cool. So it's showing, guys. Now we can get back to the create view. So once this is loading, this component should be in the else part. Okay, I mean this form should be in the else part. So what you can do, you can just add a simple div, open and close div. So here you cut this and paste at the end of the form and just add a v hyphen else. That's it. All done. So when this is loading, it will not show the form. As simple. So now, guys, let us get the data and store into our database. So for that, let us start from here. So we are going to use a axios. Okay, that is your HTTP referer. So there are many JavaScript HTTP calls to store the data or get the data, but I'm going to use a axios over here. Okay, so guys, for that, let us just get started with installation part for the axios. So you can go to your package.json, and here you see there is no axios. Let's open a new terminal and npm install axios. Let's begin with npm install axios and hit enter. So guys, our axios is installed successfully. So here you see that dependencies, it has come over here. And now let's close this package.json and let's move back to other serving terminal. And now, guys, let's begin with insert data into our database using Laravel API with the help of Axios. So guys, now axios dot post method open and close and use then function, and here use the response of and open and close curly brace. So now, guys, in this post method we'll be using the API to push the data. So where is the API? Let me just show you the API over here. So this is my Laravel API, guys, which I have created. And if you want to know how to create this, link given in the description. Okay, so now, guys, this is the post method to store the data, right? So let me copy this, and the correct URL path you can find is localhost colon 8000. Right now it is. So you can just get here, get back to the code, and inside the tilde symbol, let's paste the student, and the route, it is going to be localhost colon 8000. Let me copy it from here and paste it. So it is 8000. So which is, I'm running my Laravel application right now, and then I'm going to push the data inside this. So what are the datas? whatever we type inside this form, the input tags, whatever you have typed, it goes and stored inside the student variable. So let's copy the student variable from the data function and push inside this axios post request. So once data is sent, you will get some response. So that response, you are going to alert it here. Alert, open and close. So response dot data dot success. So what is this success? Let me just show you the response from that API on this store method. Let us go to the student controller where it is the store method. So here is my store method. And now guys, here once successfully saved data, it's going inside the message thing. Okay. So let's copy this message and show that on the front end side. So you can get back here and tell that response.data.message. And before that, I just want to console log also that what are the datas you get on side this. Okay. And here you add res all set. And once the data is successfully done, then we are going to copy this and paste here and make this to false. So loading will be false and this will be back to null, or make it as loading or any other data. Okay. And then I just want to keep all these fields as empty. Copy the student dot name, course, everything you can make it to empty. Something like this. Student dot name equals to null. So same way for the four fields, that is course, email and phone. Save it. And now guys, let us save the data into our database. Yep, let's get back. So here you see we don't have any record, and now we are going to insert one record. Refresh and inspect the developer tool. Go to console log and let's begin with here with Prakash. So BCA with at gmail.com, phone number, random digit phone number, and let's click on save. So saving, and you get axios is not defined. Why it is not defined? Okay, we have not imported the axios, so you need to import the axios first. Import axios from axios. Okay, all set. Let's save it, and now let's try to save again. Okay, so refresh once again. So add the with Prakash. Let's click on save. Okay, so we got this error. I think, yep, I have missed the API. So here you see guys, that is this laravel API. We have built this in a api.php. Okay, so for this you need to change this the route here. You need to add a API slash. Okay, so I have missed that. So for that's it, we got this error. And now let's enter the correct details to save the record. So hit with Prakash here, enter the BCA with at gmail.com and give the correct 10-digit phone number. So it should accept. Let's click on save. So here you got the message called student created successfully. Let's tell OK. And now let's get back on the table database. Let's refresh the student. Here you see, awesome, we have got the record guys. But now guys, what about the input field errors? Okay, so if you give wrong field names, what happens at that time? So let me just show you over here with, and then I'm going to give bca with at gmail.com, and I'm going to give a wrong, I mean only 9-digit phone number. Let's click on save and you will get a response like 422. So here you got the 422, that is unprocessable content. That means input field error. Okay, so what is that error? Let's go to network, and if you see here on that request, go on the preview, you will find that the phone number is missing. Okay, must be a 10-digit number. So we have got that under error. So what for this? So let's fix this also inside the catch statement. So guys, let me add that catch, catch function, and just type the function, type error, and open and close curly brace. Okay, so now guys, let us just check this. It's coming from the data. From data, it's going to errors. So for that, you can just get back, just use the if condition, and here you get the error response. Copy this again, dot status is double equal to 422, and then you store in one data like my this dot error list equals to, you get all your error response dot data dot whatever you send the data from the API. And where is this my this? Let me just create above the axios where my this equal to this. And now guys, you can just copy this error list and paste inside your data function. So it stores all the error details. Okay, let me keep it as an object. And now even the error comes at that time, I'll make this loading as false. How this error come? So for that, you just need to console log this error, console.log. So you get it, and now you need to check from this data errors. Okay, so let me refresh, move to console. So now with Prakash, course BCA, email, let me enter wrong email. Okay, and enter only few wrong numbers. Let's click on save. So you'll find that email and phone number is invalid. So let me show you that it is unprocessable quantity, and here you see that we have got the response, and here you see that there is a response. Okay, and inside this response you move, go to response. Inside that response you move to the data function, I mean data. From that data you move to errors. Okay, inside this errors you see that email and phone are the details. So this errors only I am pasting here, so you can find it here. So it depends on the API to API how other APIs are getting the error list. Okay, so that's it guys, and now you paste this, I mean you push this inside the data function with the variable, and now you can loop this and show into your output, or else you can get the data in different way also. So for that, let me just echo and show you what happens here. Just use error list. Okay, so this dot error list, save it, and now you can get back, refresh. So here you see guys, that is in our object email it is, and it shows that one detail, and then phone it checks for the second detail. Okay, the same way you can just call that this dot error dot email of 0, you can call it directly. So what we can do, like this dot error list of email of 0. Okay, save it, and here you see email must be a valid address. So you can copy this same process and control X and paste below the each input field. Okay, so use a span tag dot text hyphen danger, and you paste. So same way for the course also, let's copy this course, copy and paste, and same it goes for the phone also, copy and paste for. So all done guys, and now let me just show you here one more thing. So what we have to do, we just need to copy this and use a if condition. Like when there is no error at that time, we don't want to show this span tag. Okay, so what you can do, just copy this and paste for all other span tags. So same, you need to change the email, then course, and then finally the name. Okay, let's save it. And now if you refresh here, you will not be able to get any warnings or errors. Let's refresh. Perfect. Okay. So now guys, one more step, what we have to do, you can get back. Okay. So let's move below on this catch function. So let's make this outside because this is not supporting in the catch function. So what we have done, we have already stored this in a variable called mythis, and you can use that. Let's save it. And now, so refresh once and now try to save, and you face that all the input field is required, and here your saving gone. Okay. So guys, we have successfully learned how to store the data into a database using Laravel API in Nuxt.js application. So guys, in this video, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share.